Friends, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great day today. It is Wednesday, March 10th. Yeah, it's the 10th day of March. Let's look at our calendar together. Ooh, we've got our March calendar right here. Here's the picture for our March calendar. How beautiful. Okay, let's find the 10th. We've got the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Okay, so there's the 10th. And right above it, it says Wednesday. It is Wednesday the 10th. It's March 10th. Well, we've got two really great books to look at. This first one is called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And I think a lot of us are familiar with this book. Let's look at it. If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. He wants a glass of milk. And when you give him the milk, he's giving him the milk right there. He'll probably ask for a straw. And when he's finished, he'll ask for a napkin. See how he's drank all the milk there? Then he'll want to look in a mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. And when he looks in the mirror, he'll notice his hair needs a trim. So he'll probably ask you for a pair of scissors. When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep up, and he'll start sweeping, and he might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. How silly. He may end up washing the floors as well, and when he's done, he'll probably want to take a nap. Ooh, I would too. Take a little nap. You'll have to fix up a little pillow for him with a blanket and a pillow. And he'll crawl in and make himself comfortable and fluff the pillow a few times. And he'll probably ask you to read him a story. So you'll read him a story from one of your books, and he'll ask you to see the pictures. And when he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited he'll want to draw one of his own. He'll ask for paper and crayons. So he's going to draw a picture of his own, and he'll draw a picture. And when the picture is finished, so there's the picture he drew. So it says when the picture is finished, he'll want to sign his name with a pen. And then he'll want to hang his picture on your refrigerator, which means he'll need let's find out. He'll need Scotch tape. I thought I was going to say he'll need a magnet. He'll need Scotch tape. Yeah, to hang it up. And he'll hang up his drawing and stand back to look at it. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him. Oh, the refrigerator. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him that he's thirsty. So he'll ask for a glass of milk. And chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie to go with it. So it came all the way full circle. What a fun book. It's called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Well, I've got another book here, and this is a true story. And this is about Juan Garcia Esquivel. So let's learn about him. It's called Space Age Sound Artist. This is a true story. When Juan Garcia Esquivel was a small boy, he lived with his family in Tapioca, Mexico, where whirling mariachi bands let out joyful yells as they stomped and strummed. Ooh, look at him playing music there. How cool. By age 6, Juan was curious about music. There was a piano at Juan's house, but it was a player piano. A paper roll told it which keys to play. Clever Juan had an idea. He disabled the paper roll and turned his parents' jangly piano into one he could practice on. He played it day and night. By age 10, Juan was captivated by music. He loved to play piano anytime, anywhere. Sometimes he'd disappear from home in search of an audience, and his family would have to go looking for him. They always found him in front of the piano. When Juan's family moved to Mexico City, the country's bustling capital, Juan found work playing piano at Mexico's first 24-hour radio station. He performed for 15 minutes each day and was paid 2 pesos a show, enough to buy a sandwich and a taxi ride home. He was just 14 years old. Wow. Juan started learning all he could on his own. No music teachers, no lessons or schools. Without traditional training in how musical notes went together, Juan focused instead on how sounds could be arranged. Finally, Juan felt ready to create his own music. So, at the age of 17, he was offered the job of orchestra leader for a popular comedy show at the radio station. Juan gladly accepted the job. When the radio comedian needed music for a skit about, say, a man walking his tiny poodle down a busy city street, Juan had to imagine what the sound might feel like. Juan might ask the kettle drums to boom, boom, boom like a lumbering giant, or he might ask the clarinets and oboes to yip, yap like a dainty dog. He might tell the trumpets and trombones to honk, blap, bleep like blaring car horns. Wow, so he's making all these different sounds with these instruments. How cool. Juan tested and mixed and blended and arranged all sorts of sounds to match the imaginary situation. He was an artist, usually dips and dabs of color to create a vivid landscape. But instead of paint, Juan used sound, weird and wild sounds, strange and exciting sounds. Juan started experimenting with popular Mexican tunes. He tinkered with tempos, slowing songs down, then revving them up, and he fiddled with dynamics, swapping soothing soft sounds and startling loud sounds. He twisted chords and combined instruments to sound thrilling and dreamy and often funny because Juan liked music that made people laugh. But underneath the humor, it takes great musical skills to play Juan's challenging new music. Nobody had ever heard music like Juan's. Soon he was winning awards. His songs were turned into records that people could buy in stores, and Juan's innovative music could be heard on radios and record players all across Mexico. An important record company in the United States heard about Juan and his unusual music. Would he want to make records in America? Yes, yes, yes. Juan packed 2 suits. He brought a big red convertible sports car with a white top, and then he drove all the way to New York City. Wow, that's a really long drive, you all. There, Juan found a music shop the size of a department store with 3 entire floors full of strange and exotic instruments. He saw bam-bams, which are bamboo-type tubes that could play a tune, a spooky-sounding electrical instrument called a theremin, and a buzz-a-zimba, a kazoo-sounding contraption played with a mallet. Oh, how fun. Look at all these new instruments he's playing with. The ondaling, an organ with a swaying keyboard, and even a giant gong. So many odd new sounds to play with. Juan was in heaven. And during the late 1950s and 1960s was a great time to be a recording artist. Scientists had discovered a new process called stereophonics, or stereo for short. It separated sound, so when you listen to a recording, music could stream to come from the left side, the right side, or both sides at once. For sound artist Juan, stereo was yet another exciting color for his musical palette. To make a good stereo recording, instruments needed to be kept apart while they were recorded. That way the brap of the horns wouldn't get mixed in with the weedy wee of the lutes. Most conductors used curtains, screens, or special booths to separate the instruments. That wasn't enough for Juan. Once he put half of his orchestra in one recording studio and the other half he put them in another recording studio on the other side of the building. So far, it felt like they were an entire city block away. The musicians wore earphones so they could hear what they were playing and so that everyone could see him. Juan conducted on closed-circuit TV, television only the musicians could view. So look at this. We see some people playing here and some people playing down here, all at the same time. How cool. Juan had more sonic tricks up his sleeve. He brought in singers, but the singers didn't sing words. They sang sounds. They'd sing zoo 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 and do and pow. On Juan's quirky versions of popular songs, he'd replace the lyrics everyone knew with the singer's fun, flashy sounds. And right here it says loo 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 ra 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 dee. Oh wow, look at everybody singing. How fun. People loved Juan's music. It took them to other worlds, other planets. It sounded like a crazy rocket ride zigzagging through outer space. And when Juan wasn't making his unique music, he enjoyed many things. He liked beautiful art, fancy cars, and elegant clothes. He especially liked riding around with his friends. But most of all, Juan loved music. Juan made many records and played hundreds of concerts with his orchestra. In Las Vegas, Juan and his musicians performed at the Stardust Hotel for 14 years in a row. Wow. Fans from near and far, including famous singers, actors, and actresses, would come to hear his out-of-this-world sounds. Juan also made music for dozens of movies and television programs, even a TV show especially for children. These pictures are fabulous. Down here, everybody's saying, bravo, encore. Now, Juan wasn't called Juan anymore. He'd explored sonic frontiers, expanded musical possibilities, and enhanced the way people think about, listen to, and enjoy music. Now, Juan was the space-age sound artist known simply as Esquivel, with an exclamation point. Esquivel. I love that. And that was his last name at first. Wow. And this is just a little bit of his history. How interesting. It says, I try to make similar sounds as Juan, but it is very difficult. Yeah, I'm sure it is difficult. He really created his own music. Here's a picture right there. How cool. Wow, and here's his picture right here. That was a great book, and that was called Esquivel. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, friends. Good to see you today.